And welcome, folks, to this episode of The Builder's Room. Now, usually every Wednesday, you and we meet right here. I usually have my shades on, right? And I usually start off with a song. And today was going to be Pinky in the Brain. Actually, I was going to sing it, but I didn't get to play it. So, we're just going to skip that. So, I'm not going to wear the glasses, and I want to tell you a little bit about how the Builder's Room came to be about, and then you're going to meet the rest of the Builder's Room. So when I first came up with Live from the Black House, the intent was never for it to be all about politics. Out of the 5 fingers on my hand, only one of them is politics. I'm a business owner, I'm a friend, I'm a sometimes comedian. I'm a conversationalist. I'm a son, a brother. There's just so much more. And I would tell folks that I often felt like Alfonso Ribeiro, who was Carlton on Fresh Prince. He said he did so well with that role that he couldn't get any other role. They just wanted him to do the Carlton dance and sing, "It's not unusual to be loved by anyone." And that's how some of y'all make me feel. They make me feel it. They run into me, they're like, "What do you think about this? What do you think about Lena? What do you think about John Whitmer? What do you think about Christian McPhee? What do you think about Al Green?" Right?
What's going on right now?
Like, damn, I run a business. I run several, I'm a podcaster. I'm a nonprofit founder. I run businesses. Y'all know I have 7 rental cars on Turo, right? Put some respect on my name. So I was on Threads a few weeks ago, and I saw this guy, black guy, who was like, "Hey, I'm looking for," did you say black specifically?
Yeah.
I'm looking for a black, well, how did you say it? What was
I
the
was looking for black men to come onto my show and share their stories and the struggles
Boom.
they've been through
Boom.
and about mental health.
Boom. And I saw it. I was like, throw me in, coach. We exchanged info. I did his podcast last week on, I want to say it was Thursday. Are you sure?
It was last Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. It was last Thursday, the day after I came here with y'all. And I think Jalonda, was it? No. Yeah, Jalonda was sitting right there last week. And so I did his podcast. And it was, first of all, it was very cool to be in the other chair. That was like, oh my God, I don't have to think of like what's coming next. I could just sit here and like, just flow. The second thing I thought was, wow, this guy is great at what he does, number one. And number two, when you meet certain people in your community work and whatever, when you find a good like addition, you recognize it easier. The older you get, the easier that becomes. And so I was like, man, it would be cool to do. I think he said that his podcast at first was going to be a group of folks, and ended up being him. And I was like, let's do another podcast. So guess what? In addition to Live from the Black House, which we will do here with Quincy and some political person sitting, and we're still going to do the to my right. We're going to do all of that. But also, there's going to be a couple of different pieces of content material that we're going to share. Shout out to Uncle Blue. Uncle Blue, I'm wearing blue. We call him Blue because he wears blue. And shout out to Maxine Lane Seals, former trustee of the defunct North Forest ISD. Without further ado, the one and only, to my right, you're left, and it's going to be in a different setup eventually, but this is the pilot episode. Right. Mr. Adam Wilson.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah. So tell folks about your podcast and from your view, like how all this came to be about.
So I run a podcast called the Inner King Initiative Podcast. It's a place for Black men to come to put down our weight, be us, be human, and let go, learn about mental health, learn what it means to be a man. And this came about because I was looking for people to come on, right? I was looking for guys, and I've been meeting people randomly from Threads, and it's all been solid people to come onto the show. So of course he said, throw me in. I was like, all right, you want to win? Put Booby in.
Exactly.
So we came on, and we've been vibing ever since, really.
Absolutely. And then to my left, y'all's right, won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please, please, won't you be not Mr. Rogers, but Miss Rogers? See, I'm quick on my feet. And that's what makes this podcast thing easier. Welcome to the Builder's Room.
Hello. Nice to be here.
Yes. And so you've been building several things. You're building a career, you built a campaign, and you just build so much. So when you think about the term builder, how does it apply to you, would you say?
I think it is kind of pretty straightforward of just trying to figure out who you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And what you need to do to get there. So when I did the run for 18, before you even got there, I know at some point I wanted to be an elected official. So I've been working for dozens of candidates across Houston, just trying to learn what it takes to be that candidate, the inner workings and how complicated and time consuming it is. And trying to
favorite candidate you've ever worked for.
Ooh, that one's tough because I would say Molly Cook.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, good answer. If I had to answer that question, I would say Jay Inslee. I worked on his gubernatorial campaign in Washington State.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and that was like amazing. Lived up there in Seattle, did a lot of different stuff. So like we share that. Adam, what would you say? Other than, because now you're this builder, what would you say was your favorite role before you were like doing your own thing?
I was a senior system analyst for City of Henderson.
Henderson, where's that?
Nevada.
What?
It's
Henderson,
really right
Nevada.
outside
Okay.
of Vegas.
Wow.
I didn't live there. It was a remote position.
Wow.
But just being in the environment, I
Okay.
got to see what a healthy environment looks like because they actually take care of the people. And I was working at jobs where they was just like, I don't care about you.
What was the size of that city?
It's a small city. I don't know the size of it.
I think what I've learned, so there's the cleanest places I've ever seen. One of the cleanest cities that there is Madison, Wisconsin. I mean, it's almost like
nobody goes there.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's when you're there, it's almost like AI. It's almost like everybody is like, there's no litter, there's no this. And so I believe that like 100K is like the perfect sweet spot for cities because then you could manage it.
Yeah.
I was in New York a few weeks ago. It's Gotham City. It's Gotham City. It smells like urine. There are rats everywhere. Right? Are you from New York? Am I making? You know what I'm talking about. But no, I sort of feel that that's kind of like the thing. But how would you describe your journey? And we can toss back and forth. You could take the next whatever, but what's your journey to becoming a builder?
So it really started when one day I was sitting at work and I was like, I don't want to be here. Like I went into a meeting, I was like, we have the same meeting every week.
That's so real.
And we talk about nothing. It's
Mhm.
like, I don't want to be here. Like I don't want to take PTO. Like I just want to live freely. So I jumped ship.
Wow. I kind of like dibbled and dabbled. And even I can say this now. Even when I have had a W-2, I wasn't in it. You know, like I learned early on, and I think a lot of people need to learn this. If this is, I may be talking to you, right? You don't have to get your passion fulfilled at the same place that you get your check. Those two things do not have to happen. So a lot of people get it confused because they do the orientation, they get the gig, and then they get really what's the word? They get not only comfortable, but they really buy into the stuff that HRB. They get invested.
Yeah.
They really get invested, and it's like, yeah, we are a family. And yes, I do believe in this mission, and I do believe in these goals. And then they get confused, right? So after you do your orientation and everything, then you start going to these meetings, and you're like, excuse me, we have a problem over here in my department, and we need to stop it. That is not your company. They do not care. If you correct your boss if you want to. You go and tell Cynthia and prove her wrong. She will smile nicely at the meeting, and that is the beginning of the end of your time there. They will find a way to get rid of you. Go there, do your job, take your lunch break, take your PTO, do exactly what they ask you to do. If they tell you, if you're in Houston and they want to go to Dallas, and they get on 45 going south, and you're like, hey, excuse me, I think Dallas is north. And they say, no, we've did studies. You better sit back.
Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. You're getting paid for it. Then on the side, build your own thing, right? Yeah. On the weekends, I always say the Saturday is the most expensive day of the week because you work Monday through Friday. Mm-hmm. Sundays are for like laundry and tasks and church. Saturdays, a lot of people get to do whatever they want. That is when you should do your thing. Mm-hmm. Start your side hustle, join a board, volunteer. That is where you get your passion. Your thoughts on that?
Sounds good though, because you have to find something.
Yeah.
A lot of people get stuck in their job and they think their job is the end all be all. Mm-hmm. So that when that check stops coming in, they're losing their minds. Mm-hmm. So you have to have some kind of passion or jump ship if you feel like you can go for it. Yeah. Even for me, my journey, I left my job and I went back to another one for a little bit. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, all right, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah.
What about you? What was your start?
My very first job out of high school was working for the prison system. Mm-hmm. I was a CO, a sergeant, and then a lieutenant. And that is like some of the most grueling, negative. There's no air conditioning in Texas prisons. And I'm a biggin. Okay. So I sweat. I'm sweating here. Y'all can't see it. Quincy got these good filters, but it could be hot in here. Right. Mm-hmm. And so, it was just a lot of negative energy. And I think God speaks, Oprah says God speaks to you at first as a whisper, and then it's audible, and then it's a brick upside, your head. Fast, yeah. And I just remember two things. One was there was like a use of force that happened. And there was this white guy who was a sergeant. He was actually in the wrong, and everybody saw it, and it was on the tape. Mm-hmm. And, I come back to work and everybody has written a different statement. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, this is not what happened. I was like, you can look at the tape and see that this is not the way the chain of events happened. And the warden looked at me and said, what tape? And that's when I knew it was time to go. Because if y'all are doing that for this,
it's shady.
If y'all are doing that for this, and the second thing, it was almost as if God himself was speaking to me because, I was a young lieutenant. So I'm like, trying new innovative things and this and that. I'm like, I would take the count. So I don't know if they still do this. They probably do. In Texas, they take the count on a big, huge yellow sheet of paper. It's like this wide. I'm like that high.
That's too much.
And they use 10 key by touch and pencil. They write the people call in 2 dorm, A2 is 54, A3 is whatever. They literally do that. And so I set up an Excel spreadsheet with like some down and some across. Count would clear faster.
All right.
People were like, it's witchcraft. He's doing something on the computer and blah, 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 blah. And so the warden pulled me to the side and he, had this little meeting with me and he said 10 words to change my life forever. He said, this is not a place for innovation and fresh ideas. And when he said that, first of all, I was stunned that he said it out loud. Like it was inferred, but it was like,
to admit it is crazy.
To admit it is crazy, but I flipped it. It was like, no, I don't take this as his suggestion. I see this as my ticket out of here. Mm-hmm. That sometimes when you're sent to work at insert hell institution here, right? Insert it here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a call center. It's a hospital. It's a something. It's a school. Sometimes you're sent there specifically to learn how not to do it. Yep. Specifically to learn what your place is in the world. And sometimes people get frustrated and they're like, oh no, why won't they change? That's not your job. Leave and figure out a way to leave. But yes, I mean, this is what it is the builder's room. I honestly believe that whether it is, you look at what's happening in the HISD, the Houston Independent School District, I would argue that there are a lot of pissed off teachers and administrators that are supposed to start a school. You're supposed to start a school. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to ... like that. I think sometimes that becomes like the answer.
But at the same time, I feel like that's the objective, right? It's to empty out the public school system.
Yeah. It really truly is. And so any questions, Carisha?
I guess what keeps your spark?
For me, my family. That for one, because it's like that's my first ministry, that's my legacy. Mm-hmm. But just as I started doing this, like coaching men, I realized that we need it.
Yes,
Like there's a
yes.
lot of
They
guys
do.
who's they can't even say I need help.
Yes.
Like I had a client call me the other day. He was like, "Bro, I need help. Like I need a therapist or something. Like I really
Wow.
need help." And I was like,
Yeah.
for you to even say that was
Mhm.
progress in itself.
Yes.
So it's just seeing the transformation I'm getting in my clients' lives. It also keeps me going too.
Yeah. That is really cool because as men, specifically as Black men, you're not allowed to
Feel.
cry, to feel,
Mhm.
to
Be human.
express your feelings, to be human. You're expected. Society tells us this. No one says it audibly. Well, sometimes they try.
Some do.
Some
Yeah.
people
Some do. Some literally will. But it's like, no, you get to do your own thing. You know, I've always kind of just done my own thing.
Mhm.
I'll be honest. It's kind of, I have a big ego. I don't know if y'all
We can
tell.
tell.
I have a big ego.
No, we can't
And
tell.
so,
No comment.
and so peer pressure has never, especially as an adult, right?
Mhm.
So I worked at the prison and there was a whole lot of following, right? Like,
Of
oh,
course.
okay. But then, you roll the dice a couple of times and you pass up a couple of people on the Monopoly board. And then it's like, what I'm listening to you for? You back there, right? So I'll be honest. For me, that gave me like permission. I'm thinking, why y'all let me say that? I'm gonna get in trouble now. But no, but
It's the
seriously,
ego.
you don't take advice from people. Now it's different, right? Now, if you stumbled and fell and broke your knee,
Mhm.
then I will take advice because you've been through that thing.
Right.
Mhm. I can still learn from.
I can still learn from that mistake. But I also feel like a lot of people, and they mean well, right? They will give you advice from their position of fear, right? They operate out of scarcity. They operate out of I would say for me, the spark, like I only work on things that I'm excited about.
I've got to that place too.
Yeah. Everything is a no unless it's a hell yeah.
Got it.
And I've learned how to get
Heard.
phone calls. Every day I get at least 2 or 3 phone calls. It's like, hey, I'd really like for you to work with and do. And I'm just like, no. And I'm flattered, right? And I'm pretty sure you get it all the time too. But there's only so much of you.
Right.
And you should get to decide what you work on. And so, yeah, that becomes the thing.
Yeah.
It's the freedom. I like to just peacefully work on stuff.
Yes.
I don't like nobody looking over my shoulder like, oh, you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
I had a project manager report me and say I didn't want to do my job because she sent me something after 5. And I was like, I'll get to it tomorrow. I'm like, no.
My therapist had started journaling. So I journal now. I don't journal consistently, but I journal. I journal.
Every other day.
Keep it in my backpack. I try to start my day with it. When I get to the office, it's the first thing I try to do. But, and this is like a guided journal. I got a really good, as a matter of fact, when I opened it, it said, if this does something for you, like pass it, so I'm gonna get you one. I'm gonna get you one. And it's a very nice leather bound. It's like, it feels like a Bible. It's like hardcover, like, but my therapist I started therapy during COVID. I think COVID and the separation and the solitude was the first time that I was like, okay, something's off here. And so I started journaling. And so whenever I would feel really frazzled or really anxious, my therapist was like, that I want you to like pull out your journal and write what you're feeling, what's happening, like blah, blah, blah. So we could, so I started doing that. And you know what I started figuring out? I had this contract with this organization that shall remain nameless.
Maybe.
I'm not going to do it. I mean, it may slip up. Sometimes I really get into these stories and then some names slip out and some, but I started realizing this was some good money. Right. Good money. And this was 1 call a week. 1 call a week. 5 figures a month. Okay. Well, yeah, 5 figures a month. Yeah, 5 figures a month. And I'm sitting up there and I realize after every single call, I'm messed up. I'm fried. There's all these microaggressions. There's all of, and it was like at the end of that year, like I think I had to give them like a 60-day, whatever, non-renewal, and I was like, I'm not going to do it. And I remember they come on in. Somebody's late. Somebody's
2 hours.
late. 2 hours. Oh my gosh.
Excuse me.
So to my left, we have the one and only Lee.
Yes, we do.
So Lee, we were just explaining to them the builder's room. I was telling the story about how my therapist had me journaling, and I realized like it was this one thing that was like so much anxiety, and so I had to let it go. But letting go of that like cleared me up from so much. It was one call a week, but it was a lot of other stuff, and I wasn't really paying attention to the impact that it was having on how I was showing up for myself and how I was showing up for others. But
that shows you that money is not always worth it.
It's
Right.
not
always worth it.
It is not worth it. It's a lot of people right now that have law degrees that are like attached to their work. Like I watched Sisters-in-Law. There was the show 10 years ago. Did you watch it?
I've seen some episodes. Yeah.
Okay, you need to let me tell you something.
You
This is
finish
my
it?
gift to you. You need to binge watch it. Okay. You need to pick a day when you ain't got nothing else to do and start from episode 1 because it's really interesting because everybody has progressed since then. Jolanda, Vivian, Juanita. I don't think I know anybody else. But Lee, you're a builder.
Yes.
You were an
Also.
entrepreneur.
Yes, I am also. yes, I am.
Tell us about it.
Yeah.
Well, barbering for sure. It's everything you do, you have to put into.
Yeah.
You have to put your money into it. You have to put definitely your time and a little bit of your passion for sure into it to keep going. You have moments, where you hit a building block, you're like, man, I need a break.
Describe that. Tell us about one of them times.
Basically, it's a moment where you're constantly working,
Mhm.
and it's like, all right, now I got to make it make sense. Now that I'm constantly working, I might have to add something to my game to make my price go up at the same time, and also get rid of the people that I don't need around.
Mhm.
Sad to say, but even if it's part of the building block.
Yeah, you evolve, and some people are not
can't
gonna
go
evolve
with
with
you.
you.
Yeah,
You make moves, they follow.
yeah.
Yep.
Everybody's not supposed to go with you all the way.
Mm-mm.
Some people, you're only helpful to each other, or you're only like their relationship is eventually supposed to end. And nature is so beautiful because, and I talk about this all the time, the trees know to let the leaves die in the fall so they can fall off in the winter. And it may appear like, oh man, but it's like, no, they're preparing for this next version. And sometimes you gotta do that. But to your point, everything that I do, it doesn't feel like work. Everything I do feels like I'm playing a video game. Whether it's this podcast, whether it's any of this, it literally does. It's like, oh my God, I get to do this thing. I feel like a 13-year-old who has credit cards now. And I don't have to get like parental permission to do stuff.
Just have fun and enjoy life.
Yeah.
You only got one, so
Yes.
why not enjoy it the best you can?
To be honest.
Yes.
Why barbering?
Why?
What led you to it, I should say?
My first kid. I wanted to do something legal, and I knew that was cash on hand.
Yeah.
That's really what it was to it. It's the
Respect.
cash on hand part, really. So as I got older, I was thinking like, hey, selling clothes, because all this is form of exchange, because that's what I did growing up. High school, we'll exchange shoes, exchange clothes, sell them, the rarest shoes, the rarest clothes at a good price. So I'm like, okay, look, I can go somewhere else with this. Let me try barbering at this point. It's hands-on. Really what it was I started getting bad haircuts. So I'm like, it's somebody out here to save me. I can save myself. If somebody else messed me up, let me save myself. So then the son. So when that happened, the son is on the way, and I'm like, hey, I've been cutting my own hair for a while now. Almost. Before I started on other people, I think at least almost a year and a half, 2. Around that time. So I'm like, I got my confidence up. So by the time I got to school, it was like, okay, yeah, let me go ahead and get to the floor. So a lot of people that didn't get on the barber floor or just want to sit back in the lunchroom, and your experience is not going to come from sitting back and watching. It's always going to be hands-on. But
Can't learn much from the sideline.
No, you can't. But very much was I needed some money and knew that was the best way to go at the time without having somebody over my head. I really want to control my own. I want to manage my own time. I didn't want to look up and say, I got to be here. I don't want to be here dealing with these people. That was the biggest thing, too. That was another thing, because I tried the post office before that. So the post office was the thing before that. It was just like.
What did you do there?
I was a mail handler.
What do they do?
Gather all the mail and make sure. First, we make sure the priority mail is out, even the small pieces. So you put it on the belt or you catch it in the basket, take it into the truck. So those trucks are going off to the small post offices.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the main plant I'm working at the time. So it was just my attitude already. Once I got there, I think once I got to like 4 or 5 months, I was like, is this really it? Yeah. So it was like.
You know what kind of did it for me? Once I realized that whether I put in 10 or whether I put in 7 and coast, it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. And then when I started seeing, look at this fool over here. She's coming in an hour early. She's doing all this extra stuff. And she's not getting promoted. They don't even notice.
Right.
They don't even notice what she's doing. Because she's a number. And she is getting more and more gray hair. Them edges are being pushed back. Right? She's looking bad. You know what I mean? You'll be like, damn, Susan, chill out. You see him in the break room? Just, you know? For all of this ain't even your stuff. These people don't care about you.
Right.
You know? What was there's actually a Susan. So I did it already. I'm gonna get in trouble later. I'm gonna get a text. I said maybe. What was the worst job you've ever had? Mine was clearly the prison, but yours is the post office. Come on,
Bloomberg.
You worked for Bloomberg. You got that good every what was it called? Every city, what is it?
Oh, every action?
Every town.
Every town.
You work for every town?
No.
The Bloomberg presidential campaign.
Yes.
So you was over there. Them was some 5-figure checks.
Not 5.
It wasn't 10K. Somebody was getting 10K.
The people that probably higher up.
They offered me.
Oh wow. Yeah. No, I think at the time I was getting 8 a month.
Yeah, I mean that's basically 10. Yeah. That's basically.
And no. The funny part is like because I've been working on campaigns for a good while at that point, I knew everything he was saying is bogus, right? Because he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna still support all my staff after the campaign. They're just gonna move to whoever becomes the nominee." And I was like, I don't believe that for 1 second. So I literally like every check stashed away because I was like, yeah, I don't believe you. Because what happens right after he got destroyed in that primary, we got a call that following morning saying, hey, we're throwing all you guys' applications to DNC. Good luck. And mind you, other campaigns that were dropping out were already applying for DNC. There was no way in hell you're going to get a job.
Especially if you use that on your resume. That's one of them that we just don't tell. Don't mention that for Bloomberg. You know, I thought about going over there and getting $20K for 2 months worth of work. I thought about it. It was a you know, how they say, you know, it was a low season, you know, thing. It was a little drought going around. I needed to pay some bills. I needed to catch up on some stuff. I started to sell a little bit of my dignity and go over there and make that money. But it would have been like, but when you, and I even think about like, what's his name? Bishop Dixon, who was one of the people. And I remember seeing him basically like he was asked about stop and frisk. And I just thought to myself, man, you're a pastor. You're doing this for like 10K.
Especially if someone is a prominent figure, that's a challenge compared to someone like
because it's a responsibility. It's a responsibility. It's a responsibility. And I, you know, hey, and nothing against Bishop Dixon, but I'm just saying sometimes you come on.
Thankfully, I kept me and my friends were in the work of like, yeah, we know how this is gonna end. Sometimes because I mean I worked there knowing dang well how this was going.
You know how it was gonna end, and you should have been coasting. Let me tell you something. When you get a job like that, you're supposed to attend. You're supposed to be early. I'm gonna give y'all the guide to surviving a horrible but well-paid job. Number one, get in the Zoom early. You want to be one of the first people in the Zoom, okay?
Every time.
And you want to be, when the host is waiting to let you in, you better be the first. Good morning, Susan. How was your weekend, right? And then they're going to do some kind of corny icebreaker. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
If you were a cookie, what flavor cookie would you be, right?
Chocolate chip.
And you better be in there like, hands up. This is such a good icebreaker, Susan. because you know, we're rolling into spring and all the different things and blah, 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 blah. But elaborate when you're chosen for the icebreaker. And then you say, it's a show. It's a show. Because guess what? I'm giving y'all 3 minutes and you're going to cam off, volume off for the next 57 minutes. That's how you survive. And then you set your timer. You go and do something else. Do your laundry. Wash the dishes. And you set your clock for 40 minutes. Okay? Set a timer. And then you come back 40 minutes in and you better get in that chat. You better comment on everybody's thing. Like, comment in the Zoom. Boom. Cakewalk. Tara Taylor said Frenchie's was hers. Frenchie's chicken. I could just imagine that's horrible because the chicken ain't even good anymore.
It used to be.
The chicken, it used to be good. It used to be good. It is too salty. And I love salt on my stuff. Okay. I go to restaurants, I order stuff. I don't even taste it first. And I'm yeah.
I mean, maybe I need to go there because, like, usually I avoid Frenchie's because the line's always terrible, and especially when they moved that new building, it was very confusing how to get.
And it's like 2 lanes or something.
Yeah, and so when they got the new building, it was confusing how to get in. I assumed I was in the right lane, and the other cars just hard cut me off, pissed off, and I'm like, look, I didn't know because the line was out towards the 8s, and I was like, you know what, this ain't worth it. I just left because I was just like, I can't.
That's too long for some chicken.
Yes. Well, the last time I was there, have y'all heard of the Gen Z stare?
Yes.
Do you know the Gen Z stare? Let me tell you something.
It's just
there was this younger lady, Gen Z, okay, that was working the counter, and we were leaving. My cousin had just gotten engaged. He did the proposal in Herman Park, and then a bunch of us were like, "Let's go to Frenchie's." So we go to Frenchie's, and we're in line. So I'm ordering like a tailgate special, right? Like 50 pieces of chicken and blah 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 blah. So I go back up there. And so I go to the same girl and I'm like, excuse me, can I get some more of those little paper plate things? Mm-hmm. And she looked at me like this. And it was almost like a simulation or something.
Yeah, she was mad.
And I was like, just the plates that are over there. I watched her go to the back, do something on her phone, and just like never responded.
Wow.
So then when the manager, because I know the crew's over, you know what I mean? I should have sent a text, but somebody comes over and I'm like, is she working on it? Like, are those not available or something? Are those, you know? But no, that's the Gen Z stare, which I think comes from, are you Gen Z? No offense.
I'm a millennial.
Okay,
yeah.
Millennial, okay.
Yeah.
But there is the Gen Z stare. What was your worst?
The city of Atlanta.
That
was about the worst.
Serious?
Only because like the city is so political, and I'm
I could
not.
imagine.
I'm so like just chill.
I'll
I'm
tell
a
you
tech
something.
guy, and it was too political for me.
Same time, any office politics gets real ugly, especially if once you kind of walk in and you're like, ooh, I don't like, I'm just going to do my job and try to stay to the side.
Yeah. Or sometimes you're privileged. Like I've been the privileged person. I've had jobs because I got in because of like who I knew. And I walked around like I knew it.
I happened at that.
It was like, this is my one time. I'm finna walk around like George Jefferson. Walk around like George Jefferson.
Sure.
And you're right. I didn't turn in my timesheet. I don't have a timesheet. You know?
Timesheet for what?
You know what I mean? You're right. I'm not at the Wednesday meetings. Because I don't have to be. You know? And now that was that one time, maybe twice. Maybe there have been 2 times where it was like, oh, have you ever been the token?
Oh, all the time. Every. So I've worked on about 8 or 9, 10, 11 campaigns, and I would say like
Explain
7.
I'm a lightheaded Carisha.
Please explain that one to me.
So usually, especially in the campaign world, not a lot of Black people work in there. In majority of the campaigns I've worked for, I have been the black person.
You can go over there to Tallarico and get that good Tallarico money. Because he need one. He need one right about now. Tallarico needs a Carisha in Harris County,
He would have to really pay.
and in Dallas County. Don't do it. Let me tell you something.
Really paying a
If
common
you're
rate.
out there, and right, if you're
Man, brother.
let me tell you something. This is Uncle Darrell speaking because I'm 39 now. So I'm gonna tell you what somebody should have told me. Okay, somebody's got to do it. But hit them niggas over the head. You want 15K. And let me tell you, because when you get hired by Tallarico in this climate, right? And you're the token. Let me tell you how you know you're the token. Okay. When you log on to that Zoom, because it's gonna be a Zoom, because they ain't gonna have no presence in the areas of town that you work in, right? They're gonna have an office in the Heights or something like that. Ain't gonna be nothing in Sunnyside. So you're gonna log on to that Zoom, right? You can be late. You can be late because they can't fire you.
They need you.
They can't fire you.
No, you know what's crazy? The way I knew I was getting fired from one of the congressional campaigns I worked on, another black person got hired to the job, and I was just like,
I'm going.
and I'm like, yep, nope, it's cooked. And what happens? They walk me in, it's like, yeah, we got no room for. I was like,
no.
It's time for me to go.
No,
Room
it's
for
cool.
one of you around
Yeah,
here.
there's only
Yeah.
one. There can only be one. Now it'd be cool sometimes because sometimes I've been in a position where you're one of the tokens. You're not the token. You're one of the tokens, right?
I'm about to come take that.
So hey, we in here. What you say about Tasha? What did you say? I don't have a problem. She's never done that to me. Keisha did what? You got to do it. You got to do it. But somebody's got to go over there and hit them over the head. It's got to be 15K
Or more.
or more. I mean, it hit
yeah,
them
it's gotta be
over the
some
head.
money.
Make it worth it, right? And then we'll oblige. We'll oblige. We'll oblige. And make them
Maybe.
pay some black businesses. I want the Forward Times. I want Frenchies. I want 102, Radio 1. I want you gotta do the whole package. I want the Houston Fashion. What is that? Francis, what's his name? You know what I'm saying? Houston Style Network.
Yeah.
Even Aubrey. I want Aubrey to have some money. I want Aubrey Taylor to get some money. I want everybody line up. Tallarico, he got it. We seen the campaign finance reports. We seen the campaign. James, you know you got it.
Look, I worked on Bloomberg, so I can do it. But
You
yeah,
can
I
do
need
it.
double the pay for
Just
Bloomberg.
hold your nose. Hold your nose. Close the blinds. Go over there and get the good Tallarico money.
You must need the help.
Good Tallarico money. Let me ask you this. Have you ever, what was your like moment where you doubted yourself? I remember for me, I moved back to my mom's house after working at the prison. And I had this crazy idea. I was going to quit and I was going to blah, 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 blah. And I remember at first it was cool. It was like, I quit my job. I took a leap of faith.
Sounds so good.
Right?
Mhm.
And then I remember there was one morning where like before there were apps on your phone, you used to have to like text
Mhm.
to get your balance. You'd have to text 66665,
Or
whatever.
text Bow, yeah.
Text Bow to whatever. And I texted that. And what came back through,
Broke your heart, didn't it?
I was like, have I been hacked? Have I been hacked? So the way it used to work, you would have to call and they would say, okay, I'm gonna okay, so 12.34 at Burger King. I have $6.92 at McDonald's. I have $8.93 at blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh my god, that's all me, right? And then, I mean, my mom. I remember there was one day she actually hurt my feelings. One day, my mom was leaving, and she like left. She slammed the door, and then apparently she like left her keys or something. So she came back in, and she was like, I'm not gonna be the only one leaving for work around here or something like that. And I was like, oh, just kick me while I'm down.
Yeah.
Just kick me while I'm down. Now, for those of y'all that follow me on TikTok, I bought my mom a car last year. Right?
Yep.
Wouldn't have been able to do that had I not done that. But what was your moment where you was like, man,
Something gotta change.
something's gotta give.
Should I go?
Yeah.
Okay. I think my moment actually kind of relates to also that congressional campaign I was talking about. I made the move. I finally got myself an apartment. I was so happy to finally have gotten an apartment. and then everything went south. My roommate at the time just had a whole mental episode. It was a whole dramatic situation. I was like, okay. At the same time that happened, the same people that are like, oh yeah, the campaign, like, oh yeah, we're here for you, here to support you, immediately fires me the week after.
Wow.
So
Crazy.
I literally lost my apartment, had to move back in with my mom.
Oh my gosh.
And I was just out of it because it was just like it was such a frustrating experience because it was like I finally got a place where I was elevating myself, and then it all just got swept from under
Mhm.
me. And I think that was my point of like, no, this has got to change. I'm not doing this. And I think that's also where I also switched my mentality of how I treated jobs, because I was very passionate. I was working in politics, and I was like, because passion of politics is my passion, but at the same time, I also understand it became more and more apparent that people don't care about you.
Well, and I'll say this too, and I want you to think of I'm gonna give Uncle Darrell's rules, I want Uncle Adam's rules, I want Aunt Carisha's rules, and I want Uncle Lee's rules to working with these people. Number one, if you get invited to office happy hour, you do not drink. You do not drink, not even one, right? Because Susan can get a little lifted and it's cute. But you do it and it's in your folder. Number two, right? Do not tell these people your business. They are not your friends. You come back from vacation. Oh, where did you go? What did you do? They don't need to know all your business.
Mm-hmm.
People would be, because they get jealous sometimes. They want to, because then they start trying to figure it out. How you get Alexis? Wait a minute. What's she making? What's going on? Da, 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 da. None of your business. If you have a side quest, that is your side quest. You do not talk about that at that place. Pivot. I'm the master of the pivot. Oh, Darrell, I see you're investing in real estate. Where are you at on that report? Do you need any assistance with that, or are you going to be ready for pivot?
Right.
Bring it back. Right? You don't pay for all that. You get the trial version of Darrell. you get the trial version, right? You get a little bit. You got to pay a little bit. You can find a little bit. Don't ask me all my business and do not tell them all your business.
Right.
Aunt Carisha, go ahead. What advice do you have?
Okay, so I think the piece of advice I have is make sure you take care of yourself. It is something, it's very simple, but it's very something that's needed from a lot of people. I think a lot of people get focused on either trying to survive or the goals, etc., and they don't take time to look at themselves. Are you okay? And get the help that you need if you're not okay. Because it'll just lead you to go crazy or to miss sight of what you truly care about because you're so caught up.
Yes. Put your oxygen mask on first.
Yes. like you say, put your oxygen mask on before you help anybody else.
Absolutely.
Can't pour from an empty cup.
There you go.
I would say trust your gut feeling.
That's good.
It's never wrong. Your gut feeling will lead you quite a long way. Gut feeling is almost like, to me, your gut feeling is like God's eye, God's mind, giving you an extra sign like, hey, man.
Discernment.
Yeah.
Just no, yes.
Yes.
So you always
Simple
know.
as that.
Don't do things out of pressure. Do it because you actually want to, or you actually enjoy it. Definitely prioritize yourself.
Yes.
Take self-care days, mental days. Take a nap. Play right there. Go on vacation just because you feel like it. Like, they're gonna be okay without you.
Yeah.
Just live your life.
And don't be one of the people that say, "Oh, I gotta do before it's gonna be done when you get back."
It sure is.
Yep.
Or give it.
And let some of these other people do it. Let them learn some of the other tasks. What does self-care look like for you?
It looks like that massage I got booked for Friday.
Sure.
Cold plunging for me, for sure.
Where do you cold plunge?
At Sweat House.
Where is Sweat House?
There's a bunch of them around the city. They're building up.
Are they like so Sweat House? You could also sweat, so they have a sauna there too.
They have a infrared sauna, a hot vitamin C shower, and then the cold plunge tub.
And
It's a private suite.
That's some RNS. You know what RNS stands for?
That's a relaxation. Relaxation.
RNS.
Oh, he said RNR. My bad.
RNS.
Rest and sleep for me.
Rich nigga shit.
Go ahead, Rest and sleep. I knew you was with it.
Oh man.
Wait, you say
Self-care.
What does self-care look like for you? And then leave.
Okay, I think self-care looks like for me is taking the rest when you need it. Especially because when I first started working in the workspace, I was a workaholic. So
Mhm.
they should take those days like I'm not doing anything, or if I'm doing something, it's got to be for me.
Yes.
Because that was also a hard thing to work with as well.
Mhm.
Self-care to me is
I know I know
Knowing-
one of the answers, but I'm not gonna say it.
that's part of it. But hey, making sure you spend solitude time to yourself to actually slow down and think.
Yes.
Meditation.
Yes, take a deep breath. Actually go somewhere by yourself one time. Go sit down and eat by yourself.
Mhm.
Go just do something by yourself to where you can just sit back, enjoy yourself, your money, whatever it is, your visual, your trip. Just try something by yourself one time. It's gonna
Gotta learn to
open your
love yourself.
mind. It's gonna relax you.
Yeah, I took myself to Hawaii.
You went to Hawaii?
Mhm.
So
When did you go to Hawaii?
That was in like 2023.
Now I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you.
That's rich.
That is rich.
That was just saving.
That is RBS.
Saving.
RBS. RBS, but I'm not gonna say what the B stands for. Y'all know. How did you deal with the long flight?
Oh, honestly,
they know
very
13
easy.
hours,
I
man.
had some shows and just download.
Did you stay awake the whole time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was pretty easy to just
I can't sleep on a
Can't do
plane.
that.
watch. The way back I went to sleep, but the way to I was definitely like just watching videos, kind of looking at the scenery because I enjoy flying.
Mhm.
I enjoy looking at the up above the clouds, looking down at the ground, just look at so much of the
Something about being
scenery.
up there.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really nice, and I was even taking pictures up there. So like
Yes.
that's how I was able to survive the flight. The back flight was always the problem because I fell asleep, and then a guy was sick next to me, and I didn't notice until after I woke up, and I was like, I'm about to get sick, aren't I? I immediately got sick the next day.
There you go.
Ah,
There you go. I like to take Epsom salt baths. Have you ever taken an Epsom salt bath?
that is
Mm,
relaxing.
yeah.
Get you an Epsom salt
Dr. Tills for the
Bath.
win.
Dr. Tills. Yes. And you got to use the Dr. Tills bubble bath too.
Dude.
Now, when I was I was recently in New York, and I love a good what's the thing where it's like you can't see, you can't hear, and you can't, what is it? A sensory deprivation.
Mhm.
So I love to do that. I take a bath, I turn all the lights off, and I have like a little night light. So it's just a little dim, just
I light a candle for that.
yeah, light a candle. But I was in New Orleans. There's a group called Tank and the Bangas. Have you heard of Tank and the Bangas? Okay, that's y'all's homework. Go look up Tank and the Bangas Tiny Desk and thank me later. So anytime, the last 2 times that they were in New Orleans, I had to go. Right.
Right.
So this last time they had at the hotel, they had the tub with the bubble with the jets.
Mhm.
So I emptied like because here's the thing, because I didn't bring it, right? And I was only there 3 days. So it's just like I'm gonna empty all this bubble bath in here. So I have the lights off, right? And the jets are going, and I'm just sitting there just relaxing. I get up to turn the lights on. There's bubbles everywhere.
I knew it.
And it is not like, oh, like it's spilled over. No, it is extreme. It is like a sitcom. So now I'm thinking, like, I'm about to check out. I asked for a late checkout, so they gave me till 1, but it's now like 12. So I start using the towels. Like if you put the towel over the bubbles were as high as the tub outside of the tub, covering the whole thing. The water has now seeped under the water into the thing. And I'm just like, so now all the towels are wet and there's still bubbles everywhere. So by now it is 12:30. So I have 30 minutes. It has been 30 minutes and I have 30 minutes left. So I'm like, how much of the bubbles have dissipated in 30 minutes? Not half, right?
Oh.
So now I'm thinking they're probably really going to overcharge me for this, because if somebody comes in here, when room service comes in and they just take a picture, it looks much worse than what it is,
Right.
because it's bubbles. The bubble expand. Yeah, but I love a good Epsom salt bath. I love a good Thai massage as well. I love me a good Thai massage.
Sure.
I would say I love to journal now. So I love to journal. And listen, if the Lord calls me home before any one of y'all go find that journal and burn it up.
I'm making articles out of that.
Burn it up. Burn it up. But this has been awesome. The next time we won't be in this setting. And the next time I won't be like, da, 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 right? Because it's going to be a shared table. But thank y'all so much for coming. And to the person who's out there who's watching this, either on your phone or on your laptop or whatever, think about what you bring to the builder's table. Everybody does not have to start a business. Everybody doesn't have to have a side hustle. But whatever it is that you do, you should be building something that feels meaningful, right? Whether it's where you get your check or not, right? So you could build something and money not be part of it. You could be part of something and it not have to be. Number two, you do not have to build it by yourself. Do you think Beyonce is on Canva making posters and Facebook posts? No. Let the other people do the thing that you do not do. Do you think, am I mixing? When we go from this camera over here, where it's two of us, right, to this camera right here, when I say, Quincy, give me the one shot, am I pushing a button? No. Quincy's out there. That is what he does. Let me tell you something. Quincy has made me so much money because some people watch this and then people will reach out. I don't get a lot of views, right? But people reach out. And I'll say that. And then lastly, I will say, do your thing and do it authentically. When I think about Houston City Council and I think about people like Tiffany Thomas, right? When I think about the state ledge and I think about people like Jolanda Jones, right? When I think about, you do not have to do it the way everyone else does it. People have told me for years, you should tone it down. You shouldn't cuss so much, right? And they back there. I couldn't even see him at this point. I couldn't even say, hey.
What did you say?
They way back there.
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, listen, and I say it, right? Because there's something about being a black man who says that. Like the white boys can do it, but I'm not supposed to. But I do, right? And then lastly, I'll say, thank y'all for being here. I'm gonna pass it to everybody else to give their Jerry Springer used to do this. Like he would have this horrible carnival of a show. And in the end, he would be like,
I remember coming from school and watching it.
Take care of yourselves and each other. Give us something, Aunt Carisha.
I mean, well, just whenever you're working, make sure to take care of yourself and don't let this job be your life, because they will replace you next week.
Yes.
And yeah, by the end of the week, honestly. So it's more so that you take care of yourself, make sure the job is helping you make money, make sure you're doing what you need to make the money and nothing more.
Yes.
Strive for the best. No excuses.
No
excuses at all. So it shouldn't be no such thing as an excuse.
Isn't he so cool?
Lean back with it.
Doesn't he just lower your blood pressure? Just the sound of his voice.
Love yourself.
Mm.
Take care of yourself. FTT. Forget them people.
Okay.
FTP.
We know what the
I say that
is,
too,
for
but my
sure.
F is something else.
That is my F. My F had to change for this. But love yourself, man. Go after your dreams no matter what it is. That job may not be for you. It may be for you, but build something. Build a family. Build a career.
Mhm.
Build that body.
Yes.
Build a car. Build something.
Yes.
For sure.
And surround yourself with people, places, and things that make it more likely. And with that, thank you and good night.